What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, what's moving it today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down 4.03%, 485 the high, 462 the low. So first thing, the market generally was optimistic, largely based on a lot of the data. But now the market's becoming very fearful, again stemming from Iran and how they're holding back us, what's it, the 20% for the oil, and how that is going to really cause ripples across many sectors. One is chips, and no different than what happened during COVID when there was a lot of supply chain issues. Chips, everything like uses chips. So at the end of the day, that's kind of what's causing everything and their dog to go down. NASDAQ is down 1.1, S&P down 1.2, Dow, it is down 2.2. And it's not just NIO. Of course, NIO's getting hit a little bit more, but you do also have Lee down 2.7% and XPeng down roughly around 0.6. So as per usual, NIO gets hit a little bit more. But the only thing that kind of came out of any value is this right here. So NIO breaks up European operations and moves sales to distributor model. So in general, it's interesting. I think they're doing that because of not really getting that much traction as what they would have thought they would at this stage in Europe. So they're switching everything up except for Norway. That's staying the norm. And so they're going to be directly, I guess, under the China umbrella. Everything else is going to be broken up into segments within Europe. So hopefully that does work out. But one thing I really don't like about NIO is, as you can kind of see right here, this was all because of a internal email. So NIO's earnings is roughly around 5 days away. So end of business day, or sorry, before the market does open on the 10th. And for these internal emails to be kind of floating around and sent out to the general public 5 days before their earnings, that is just jaw-dropping. So it's kind of funny how NIO does these stupid types of things and has all their information leaked, but then like they get surprised. Oh my God, there's a kind of smear campaign against us. So definitely, I think NIO really needs to just shut their damn mouth, cut all those leakages that kind of send these internal emails to Afonso and whoever the hell else receives these internal emails. They need to stay a lot more silent. That's something that really needs to happen. And hopefully you have their legal team kind of saying the exact same thing. But you would have figured they would have kind of shut that down like by now. But this is my biggest issue, I guess, with NIO, is that like everything is public and there's no point in having any closed door meetings. You might as well just live stream everything in reality. But associated to shorts that are increasing, but 293,000 shares, not doing that much. 7.8% of the free float's being shorted, works to be 159 million shares overall being shorted. As I mentioned in my video yesterday, we actually see more shares now on loan than being shorted. That's actually how it should be. So you're not seeing any naked shorting or anything along those lines. No different than the last 2 consecutive days. A lot of the options are leaning towards being more bearish. So today, 1.8 million in calls, 678,000 in puts. So this does match with the overall common stock, just no volume at all. And one thing as well, 67% of all the options being done are bearish in nature. So unfortunately, NIO is breaking based on the technicals, and it looks like the options is kind of anticipating further downside from here. Week ending there, or I guess post earnings, the expected move is now 9.21%. So that did jump up a little bit from yesterday. So ultimately, a 43-cent move in either direction is anticipated. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around 5, bears anticipating for it to be sub 450, and that's been kind of a common scenario for the last several trading days. Only one transaction occurring on the secondary market. It is a buy, so big money is not really buying the NIO dip, I'm sure, as much as a lot of us would have assumed. Right now, this one transaction is for 106,000. Dark pool seems a little bit more active, but given the price action and you see a lot of hold numbers, it is fair to assume that hedge funds are selling. So I think even hedge funds right now are starting to just swing trade NIO. You're not really getting any long investors. And unfortunately, when you see this type of price action, not just with NIO, but any stock out there, when there is a common trend and it kind of repeatedly follows that, like, you tend to have more institutions and retail leaning more towards the swing trade rather than just investing for the long term. Because if you, like, let's say it goes to $8 and you know historically it goes to $8 and it bounces and it goes down, well, you're more likely to sell at 8 and just rebuy it at 6 or even 4. So I think just the price action really does suck. And as much as I would love to blame it just solely on shorts, it's not just shorts. It is just across the board, just so many different issues compiling together. And NIO partially is to blame as well for letting all these stupid internal emails get leaked all the time. So NIO definitely needs to take some accountability for this type of flop, because, like, what are they going to say during their upcoming earnings? Like, oh yeah, did you see this internal email distributed a couple days back? Well, yeah, we're going to bring this up. Like, it's just very poor management in my opinion. But nonetheless, with it right now at 466, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks, definitely is lagging. 450 is going to be the next strong support. 471 followed by 484 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So it did bounce generally off of this S1, so we know that's a good kind of resistance level, very strong one. So NIO really needs to get their stuff together to really kind of get above that. And then 471, best case scenario, we kind of close above that today. So let me know your general thoughts on all of that in the comments below. Aside from that, on the actual chart, like, there was a glimmer of hope yesterday when it did break above that 50-day moving average. Regrettably, it did close below that. So I think I did my video like 20 minutes before market close, but this is where you saw a little bit of a additional push lower. So it did close below that 50. Even today, it bounced off of that. So normally, based on just general technicals, like, this does signal that we will be consolidating more. So as I mentioned, just watch for a couple of those key levels to kind of watch for. So 450 and then that 441, this is where it did bounce off of on the March the 3rd. So it's a very frustrating stock, as I've mentioned time and time again, but if you do truly believe in it, dollar cost average. That's kind of the best thing to do, because it's very difficult to catch the highs as well as the lows. But if NIO does actually come out in their earnings, there isn't any crazy hidden accounting and, let's say, no blatant red flags, then I feel like institutions should logically buy NIO up. But again, we've seen that type of just suppression time and time again. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Are you buying today, selling? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.